Can I hear that? Woo! Oh, yeah! Now, on the purple page inside your program, we're gonna do a song called Feeling Good. Woo! Jackie's feeling good. Looking good, too. Here we go. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good, oh yeah. Don't worry, we get to do it 3 more times. Let's go, we're feeling good. Dragonfly in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. And I'm feeling good. Oh yeah, you're feeling good. Let me know you're feeling good. Woo! Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Woo! So good, yeah. Woo!
All right, well, that's a good way to get us started. Thank you, Heather. Oh boy, we're feeling good? Yeah, we're feeling good. All right, well, good morning. My name is Amy Martell, and I'd like to welcome you today to our Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm your trustee on duty today. On behalf of Reverend Donna and the Board of Trustees, I am privileged to welcome you here to the center. Whoever you are and wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are truly welcome here. You will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you are meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action every day in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. You will find the Declaration of Principles in the back of your program. Please join me in reading them now. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligence power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete, and so it is. Do we have any first-time visitors? We do. Would you like to be acknowledged? Okay. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. I would like to thank all the people that made this Sunday celebration possible. And first of all, that is all of you out there in the chairs. Because, as you know, we would not have our center as it is without you all. So thank you. And thank you to the ones who make everything possible as we gather today, all the people that help set up and all the many things that happen. So thank you. So if you would, please direct your attention to the announcements in the bulletin. And if you are watching online, please visit cslaz.org for announcements and our events calendar.
The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one. Namaste. Namaste.
Good morning. My name is Louise, and I am your practitioner this morning. And this morning, it's the first Sunday of the month, so it's Miraculous Moments Sunday. So any practitioner who is wearing a stole after the service, please feel free to walk up to them and ask for prayer, because we are happy to do that. As Melinda always says, we love to pray. Let's see. There is a prayer request box over by the table there. So if you have something you would like prayer for, if you'd like to share maybe a demonstration that came because of the prayers that we've done or you have done, we'd also love to know about it. So I also light this candle, knowing that we each have a light within us. And that light is the Spirit. It is the One. It is the Source. So just get comfortable. Close your eyes. Just settle into your chair. And just know there is one God, one universe of pure spirit, of pure divine intelligence. And I know that we are each living in this universe of law and divine order, and that we are surrounded by and immersed in the mind of God, in this divine intelligence. The mind of God is flowing through me, just as it is flowing through each and every one of you here today. We each live and move and have our being in pure spirit. The mind of God is right where we are now, and it is ever available and always operating in and through us and the universe. And just knowing this, that we are one with God, this mind, this one divine intelligence, I know that this service is unfolding perfectly, wholly, and completely as it is meant to today. I know there are blessings for all who are here, and especially for Reverend Donna, as her words uplift and inspire each one of us today. And together we say, so this morning my reading is from the website spiritualityhealth.com, and it's titled The Beauty and Magic of Dawn. I'm a lover of nature, and I think morning is one of the most beautiful times. And so this just spoke to me. I hope it says something to you as well. So the science of Ayurveda recommends waking up while it is still dark outside. A serene beauty and stillness envelop the earth at this time. And though it is still dark out, the early morning darkness seems to be softer than nighttime, almost as if it is infused with a divine light. And rising this early benefits your body, your mind, and your spirit. As individual beings, we share an inherent relationship with our environment. So when light begins to spread across the sky, our minds too begin to experience hope and courage. When we gaze at the sky at this time, we know deep in our hearts that the sun will be here soon and the dark night will be consumed by the spreading light, taking with it the fears and the doubts that enveloped us as we slept. When we witness the transformation from dark to light, from night to dawn, There is a stirring of hope and a spiritual presence in our subconscious being, which begins to reveal itself, banishing ignorance and infusing our consciousness with divine illumination and intuitive knowledge. For me, the early mornings are magical. At this time, the darkness of the night is slowly dissipating, and the light of the sun, even before it has tangibly announced its bold presence in the sky, is making its subtle but commanding presence felt. I cannot yet see the light, but I can sense the light in my heart, wherein dwells that one consciousness that connects us with sun, moon, and earth, and all that we know, and also all that we cannot fathom with our ordinary senses. It is during this time of our outer stillness and inner silence that we can most easily connect to the universal truth and the one reality that is immutable and absolute. One beautiful morning, when I was about 6, Baba said to me, "Come, little Shanyu, let us resolve every day to be awake for the breaking dawn, and let us rejoice in all its breathtaking electric magnificence." Baba would often talk to me on our way back home from the river, and on that day, he explained how the early morning sun distributes blessings, including the gifts of health, wisdom, and peace for all of Earth's creatures, big and small. I liked this idea of gifts. It reminded me of receiving presents on my birthday and on Diwali. My grandfather must have known this because he added, "But these gifts are different. These gifts are invisible, and you open them for the rest of your life." Over the years, I would try to best to internalize Baba's words because he never repeated himself. Even when I was too young to understand his words, his eyes would share an invitation to be happy simply by rising before dawn. 4 decades later, excuse me, as I write these words about the benefits of waking up early, I remember Baba's eyes being lit by the first rays of the sun. Ayurveda's lifestyle begins each day with an ancient ritual of positive affirmation, something that we like to promote here because it helps our well-being. Those who first begin the day with positive affirmations have a reported leap in their consciousness within days of practicing a routine of positive self-affirmation. At any time of day, a positive affirmation will raise our mental energy and create a great pathway to the source of our very being and connect us to our divine potential. Through this morning ritual, we can learn how to access our inner divinity and its limitless power. The divine exists in the depths of our being. Evoke it daily from the depths of your being through this routine, and once connected with your inner divinity, recognize the divinity in the self of every being you encounter. Your day will be lit up with the light of 1,000 suns. Move through the living present with this constant divine awareness guiding you. Know that the divine power of the universe, the one source, dwells in each one of us and is literally accessible to us as we choose and as we are willing to accept. Namaste. I take this candle and hold the high watch.
This is a song that was co-written by actually a really good friend of Reverend Donna, who she introduced me to him, and then we met at Posse again a few years back, and with his co-writer. So this is written by Greg Tamblin and Jana Stanfield, and it's a song called "I'm Ready to Use the Gifts That I'm Given." Louise, thank you for the inspiration on this one. Oh, yes. Lately I've been noticing how much I've been blessed with people to love, peace of mind and happiness. It makes me want to pass along the love I've received as a way of giving thanks for what's been given to me. I've got a strong heart and I'm ready. I've got a strong love and I'm ready. And I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I used to have a lust for love that bordered on greed. Till I looked around and saw that I had more than I need. I thought that I had to have it all before I could share, till I realized what's mine to give has always been there. I've got a strong heart and I'm ready. I've got a strong love and I'm ready. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I may not make a difference that the whole world can see, but if I can show more kindness, that's what matters to me. I'm changing on the outside, I'm gray in my hair, but the difference on the inside is I don't care. I'm losing my desire to be what I'm not, and I've got what I want now, 'cause I want what I've got. I've got a strong heart, and I'm ready. I've got a strong love, and I'm ready. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you for choosing him. I love Greg. He's one of the first people that I met when I went to Florida. He did a concert for us, and so we've been kind of buddies ever since. That's a long time ago. So, good morning. Good morning. And welcome to the first Sunday of a brand new year. And we do have a new theme for January. It's called A Grand Rising. And like I always do, I kind of went, yeah. Do I use this or not? But then I did some research, and I found out that the phrase Grand Rising has its origins in African American vernacular English, and it's often used as an alternative greeting to good morning in some of the black communities. So the phrase Grand Rising means something a bit different from simply saying good morning. The act of getting out and about is a great way to start our morning, but meanwhile, prefixing it with grand indicates that something bigger than just waking up is happening. So to use Grand Rising is a decision to begin the day with positive intentions, with like Louise talked about, and like our song, just feeling good. Feeling good. It's deeper than just good morning. It also wakes us up from conscious habits and behaviors, and it moves us towards those conscious actions that supports the life that we truly want to live. And I was thinking about that, and in our philosophy, we close our prayers by saying, "And so it is," rather than "Amen." And I know sometimes someone coming in from mainstream religion to us kind of looks at us funny. But for us, "and so it is more powerful than "Amen," because as a way to end our prayer, because it's an affirmative conviction that the results are happening now. So we can kind of look at a grand rising as that same kind of alternative. And I also like the timing of this new theme, because the holiday honoring Black people and culture just ended on January 1. For those who may not know about Kwanzaa, it was established in 1996 in the midst of the Black Freedom Movement. And it was created by African scholar Malangwa Karenga, and I've butchered that, to restore the culture of the African American people. And it was designed to strengthen community and to create pride and direction to the Black people. Kwanzaa introduces 7 principles which speak to the best of what it means to be African and human in the fullest sense. So these 7 principles are unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. And during the 7 days of Kwanzaa, a candle is lit each night to honor those 7 principles. Founders Church, where I first found Science of Mind in Los Angeles, was primarily a Black church. Right now they have a Black minister, but even before that, under Dr. William Hornaday, there were a lot of Black people, because I think it spoke to some of these principles that were developed later. And I had the honor to be the children's Sunday school superintendent, overseeing children from kindergarten through 6th grade. And we had a bunch of them. I think we had over 100 kids. And most of the teachers who assisted me were Black. And I had never been, coming from Missouri, I'd never been around Black people. And I felt so comfortable and so loved, and I so loved them. So my apartment was on the edge of the church property. So when my parents visited me, I set up an open house so that they could get to know my friends. And neither of my parents had been around Black people either, and so they were a little bit nervous. But my mom told me later, she said, "I had such fun, I didn't even notice color." And my dad, this is the most beautiful story of my life, I think, and I've told it before, but my dad was seated on my love seat, and one of the teacher's little girls, she was about 3 years old, climbed up beside him, and whenever he turned his head, she would muss his hair. And then when he turned around to look at her, she would pretend like she didn't do it, But her big brown eyes and her giggle gave her away. And I literally, as my dad got into it and he would deliberately turn his head so that she would buzz his hair, I literally watched him melt. And the words that came into my head were, "And a little child shall lead them." So for me, this chance to consider African American language and to honor Kwanzaa as a Black cultural celebration is rather like a coming home to the roots that I originally formed at Founders Church. And I like that we're using Feeling Good as our celebration song this month, because each of the topics this week reflect that. Today it's a new dawn, next week it's a new day, and then it's a new life, and finally, and I'm feeling good. So those are what we're going to be doing the next 4 weeks. And today we begin with It's a New Dawn. And I hope we remember to think of a grand rising as we wake up each morning and take a moment to set some positive intentions. As a matter of fact, let's use that as our first point, setting positive intentions. And that's a twofold process, really. In his book, A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle says, we are learning that action, although necessary, is a secondary factor in manifesting our external reality. No matter how active we are, how much effort we make, our state of consciousness creates our world. And if there is no change on that inner level, no amount of action will make any difference. So setting good intentions will only work when we begin at looking at and releasing what's not working. What do we need to release in our consciousness in order to fertilize these new positive intentions? You know, many of us in our center in past years participate in a burning bowl ceremony. So that's where we write down the ideas and beliefs that don't work anymore. And then we burn them as a symbol of physically and mentally releasing them so that they no longer play a part in our consciousness. And you and I might do that on our own or find a group that's doing it. But just to write down the ideas that I don't want to bring into the new year and then tear them up or burn them as a symbol that I'm not going to do that. And I really believe that this releasing of the old is necessary if our positive intentions are going to manifest easily. And I have an analogy. Consider this. You and I have decided to take a ski trip to Vermont. Okay? So we gather our warm, wonderful, fuzzy clothes, and we start to pack our suitcase. But we find, as we open our suitcase, that we never unpacked from our last trip to Hawaii. So our suitcase is full of Hawaiian shirts, shorts, sandals, maybe even a bit of dirty laundry. So wouldn't it be silly of us to pack our suitcase for our ski trip without unpacking everything we had taken to Hawaii? Can you imagine our frustration when at our destination we have to keep moving our sandals, shorts, and halter tops while we look for our long underwear and heated gloves? Yeah. Yet, isn't this exactly what we're talking about with our consciousness? If we haven't cleared out old baggage, our mind is filled with past regrets, resentments, judgments, failures. Then that's going to be what we carry around while we try to create our new intentions for a happy and joyful new year. So, twofold. Ernest Holmes says, since our personal subconscious is really the place where we use universal law of mind, it logically follows that the images of thought and belief, which are held in our consciousness, automatically and continuously provide the patterns upon which the law of mind shall work for us. This is why it's truly been said that what we are and what we have is a result of the subjective states of our own thought. So as we make a concerted effort to release old ideas, we begin to create that space where our new intentions can thrive. And I'm going to remind you, intentions are not goals. Intentions are about coming into alignment with the attributes of God. And we know that those attributes are love, truth, beauty, joy, harmony, peace, wholeness, love. So our intention should be about something along those lines. And once we know what we want our intention to be, we can create a declarative statement set in the present tense that's easy to remember and creates a sense of excitement because we know it's going to happen or it is happening right now. So if our intention is about love, our affirmation may be, I see love in every encounter and I freely give and receive love. Something simple. Intentions manifest from the present moment. So remember to keep them in the present tense. I will see love in every encounter puts our intention into the future, and that's where it's always going to be. So we have to come back to the now. And since once we've established our intentions, our next practice is that of acceptance or non-resistance. And that's hard for a lot of people. It's hard for me. Deepak Chopra in the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success says, acceptance simply means that you make a commitment. Today, I will accept people, situations, circumstances, and events as they occur. This means that I will know at this moment it is as it should be because the whole universe is as it should be. This moment, the one you're experiencing right now, is a culmination of all the moments you have experienced in the past. This moment is as it is because the entire universe is as it is. When you struggle against this moment, you are actually struggling against the entire universe. Instead, this is all his quote, instead you can make the decision that today you will not struggle against the whole universe by struggling against this moment. This means that your acceptance of this moment is total and complete. You accept things as they are, not as you wish they were in this moment. He says this is important to understand. You can wish for things to be different in the future, but in this moment, you have to accept things as they are. What we resist persists. That's the one statement that all of what he just said culminates in, Because resisting anything gives it power. The moment that you start fighting against something is the moment that you are making it real and making it bigger. The creative process begins with thoughts, not things. Things are the results of our thoughts, so let's stop right here and say, if you're experiencing something bad, don't blame yourself. What am I thinking? I'm terrible? No. Just accept that this is where I am, and I am creating something new at this very moment. Dr. Phil says you cannot heal what you do not acknowledge. And acknowledging and accepting are two sides of the same coin. When we acknowledge without resistance or emotional turmoil where we are right now, then we have opened ourselves to accepting the experience. And then that acceptance opens a door for something new to happen. Eckhart Tolle uses this example. He says, we may not enjoy changing a tire in the middle of the night in the pouring rain. We may have little enthusiasm, but we can simply accept that this is where we are, and changing the tire is what we need to do if we're going to continue our journey. There is peace in this acceptance that is totally lost if we are angry or frustrated, if we are blaming the tire company or a pothole in the road or ourselves for not checking the tires earlier, then we are not in the present moment and we cannot find peace. Do you remember the film? It's an old film, and I loved it. The film Instinct with Anthony Hopkins. Remember that? He plays a scientist who lives with gorillas. And there's a wonderful scene where he is sitting among these gorillas in the pouring rain. And he's got his jacket around him up over his head. He's shivering and he's crouched. And then he starts, totally resisting the storm. But then he starts to observe the gorillas. They continue to eat. They continue to groom each other. They continue to play with their babies. They're in total acceptance of the rain. And then Anthony Hopkins lowers his jacket, lifts his face up to the rain, holds up his hands, and begins to laugh. What he was cursing with his resistance becomes a blessing of joy. And in that total moment, in that moment of total acceptance, he finds peace. And finally, let's use responsible choices as the closing point in our grand arising. So once we've released old baggage, set some spiritual intentions, and made peace with the way things are, We need to be sure that our choices and actions are in alignment with our intentions. I think that those of us who follow a spiritual path have a tendency to jump in to help whenever there's a need. And sometimes we choose to say yes or no to something without thinking, and later we regret that choice. I think Jerry did a poem about that, saying yes to so many things that you become overwhelmed. So one of the ways that we can make choices that will create right action for us and for everyone is to expand the gap between stimulus and response. And both Stephen Covey and Deepak Chopra talk about this. Stephen Covey says the space or gap between an encounter and our response to it is the place of our greatest power. The place where we can make a conscious choice that reflects the highest and best that is in us, and the wider that gap, the more conscious the choice. And then Deepak Chopra says that this gap is our connection to the field of pure potentiality. It's that state of pure awareness, that silent space between thought, that inner stillness that connects us to our true power. When I was a little girl, I learned that you always have to count to 10 if you get mad. And that's creating a gap. If we've been taught that, that's really kind of creating a gap. And I think that when we expand that gap, we are giving more time to be sure that our response is in alignment with the attributes of God, with our highest intentions, as well as for our greatest good. There's a story in The Invitation by Oriah Mountain Dreamer. When she was young, deeply and blindly in love, the man in her life asked if he could borrow her credit card. She was charmed and mesmerized by his arguments, convinced by his needs, and so wanted this man to love her back that she was inclined to say yes to his request. On the way to the bank, she paused and called her friend Ingrid. Telling her what she was about to do, she asked, "What do you think?" Her wise friend did not say, "You're crazy." Maybe she thought it, but she didn't say it. But rather, Ingrid paused for a moment and then spoke slowly. "Well, I don't know, but I can tell you that you don't sound like yourself. So don't do anything right away. Wait, see how you feel tomorrow. You can always go then." Oriah took the advice, and in the morning, when the choice was much clearer, she declined to give over her credit card. But I find it interesting that she stopped to call her friend, because that too was expanding the gap. Something was intuitively telling her that it was not the right thing to do, and she wanted validation. So as you and I experience the new dawn of the new year, let's clear away the baggage of beliefs and ideas that are not serving us. And in that way, we can create a healthy soil into which we plant our spiritual intentions. Through acceptance of the way things are, we create a space for peace and change. And as we widen the gap between stimulus and response, our choices and actions are guided, are guided by Spirit for the highest and best for all concerned. And truly that is a grand arising. Thank you. Namaste.
Anyway, all right, let's stand and let's do this awesome song. Oh, yeah. Goes like this. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday. Mistakes of the past today, all things are made brand new. And don't it feel good to know that all should. I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours and it's mine. I am blessed and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? All is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. Oh, it feels good to know that all is well. Do it again. All is well. One more time. All is well and unfolding as it should. Oh, yeah. All is well.
Yeah, we got some good choices. Okay. Thank you so much. It's time for our offering. And won't you join me in our offering affirmation? My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Okay. And once again, I thank you so much for your generosity that allows us to be a beneficial presence here in this community, and as well as supporting our center so that it can thrive and grow. Thank you so very much. So let's close this portion out in prayer, and then please join us for refreshments. I see some pretty good stuff up there, I think. Okay. I know that there is one mind. It's the mind of God. It's the mind that we use. There is one life. It is the life of God that animates all living creatures, including you and me. And there is one love, and it's the love of God that courses through the veins of each and every one of us. So as we choose to see each day and this new year as a grand rising, we stay confident in our intentions and in our choices, and know that no matter what the appearance, we are creating a new beginning that must manifest. I speak my word for anyone who is in any kind of pain or discomfort, whether it's personally or whether it's through war, famine, storms, all the things that nature can convey on us. Know that in the midst of all of that, God is, and all is well. So I release these words into that law of mind to do its perfect work as we say together, and so it is. Thank you, and may we stand and sing Stand. Thank you.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace.